If Agent Brat was right here in front of you, what would you say to her?
Oh.
My question is, do you have any regrets? Like, you have any like ghosts that haunt you or anything?
Yo, face! Yo, your face, please! With sugar on top!
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, before we even get into it, let me tell y'all right now, attention or clout, whatever you want to call it, is one hell of a drug. Back in the days, they used to say it was CC, and by CC, I think y'all know what I'm referring to when I say that. But these days, with the generation that we're in the era when it comes to social media and all that stuff, attention is really one hell of a drug. And the reason why I say that is because these days you have kids, they going on social media, they going live, they willingly telling on themselves, they talking about bodies they done caught, they talking about shootings that done happen, they putting it in music, and it just goes to show you how attention, once again, is one hell of a drug. And I say all that to talk about this situation of a video that I just seen of Lul Timm. He did one of those 20v1 things that everybody's doing these days. And once again, first of all, I always just wonder why Lul Timm is still relevant when it comes to music or just anything, period, because as we know, the only thing that got him famous was quote unquote unaliving King Von. If y'all been following us for a long time, y'all already know our stance on that situation. I think it's deeper than what we're told. I've always told y'all that it's not what, the media says it was. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is it's deeper than what people actually know. And if you want to know our stance on it and our perspective, all you have to do is go search the page and check those King Von videos that we've done years ago. And y'all can see for yourselves. But anyway, I want to talk about this 20v1, and one thing I want to say is anybody that claim they like or have any type of respect for King Von, if you're doing any interviews or anything in conjunction with Lul Timm, that's just a slap in the face. It just don't make sense, because once again, the only thing this man is quote unquote famous for is the unaliving of King Von. And coincidentally, of course, after the whole situation blew over, he done tried his thing at rapping. But the problem is, nobody really cares about anything he's doing unless he's talking about King Von, right? And that's just the thing. Let's be real. Nobody's checking for Lul Timm. Nobody's doing anything. And you know what's funny? When I seen that he was at the 20v1, I knew that somehow, some way, it was going to get twisted within him talking about King Von or something with King Von or whatever it was. King Von's name or something about him was going to end up coming up. Now, of course, in this clip, we didn't hear him say it. We didn't hear nobody say it. But it's one of those where you got to read in between the lines, and everybody know exactly who he's talking about. And we're going to get into the clip. I'm going to play it for y'all so y'all can see exactly what I'm saying, and then we're going to talk about it after. But before we do all that, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Alright, now y'all check this out.
Business, how many bodies you got?
Yeah, you gotta count these right here.
Dead ass.
Dead ass.
I'm talking about a different type of body count.
What type of body count? What type of body count you talking about?
Like, sexual partners type.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about sexual.
Just checking. That's
what I was talking about from the jump.
Okay.
I already knew he was gonna ask me that, or somebody was gonna ask me that. If I was gonna tell somebody to count these, it's right here.
How many on there?
You ain't counting. You wanna count it?
It's high there.
You can count it.
Okay. That's a lot. So you just add one on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10?
Yeah.
Damn.
-1.
Why -1?
It ain't 10.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I ain't gonna cap. I like how he's standing on business.
Now, first things first, right? This is why you gotta see through some of the bullcrap that be happening, because you could just see what's staged or what's. So you mean to tell me, right, that out of all the things, she came up there and asked this man his body count. All right, she asked him his body count. Of course, she was talking about quote unquote bodies. Here's my thing. Off the rip, he says that he wore that purposely because he knew that somebody was going to ask him that question. Like, do you see? This is why I say attention is a hell of a drug, which means it was premeditated. He literally wanted somebody to ask him that question, and he wore that chain or whatever just so he could sit there and say, count this. Let me tell you, that has to be a different level of corny. I don't know where y'all from, but it's just weird, right? But anyway, like I said, so he went from saying count the skulls or count the chain, whatever's on the chains, pretty much saying that's his body count, right? When she asked him how many of it was, he said that it was 10 -1, so I guess 9. I don't know. Pretty much basically insinuating that he caught 9 or 10 bodies. Let me tell y'all one thing, man. And this is why I always go back to that King Von situation, because that situation within itself was weird. But one thing I'm gonna tell y'all, people who's really out here doing certain things like that, they're not gonna come out and tell you. Nobody wants to be, anybody that's really out there doing what they say they're doing like that, they don't want you to know that. Right? Unless you're looking for clout, you're looking for attention, you want people to know, yes, he catches bodies. Who says that? You know, and they get on a big platform and says, yes, I have 9 to 10 bodies. Now here's another thing, which is kind of weird, because when it comes to that case with King Von, it kind of got swept under the rug. Nobody knows why he got off or how he got off. All we heard was Lul Timm found not guilty in the case of King Von. That's all we heard. We didn't get no backstory. We didn't get no reason why everybody just assumed self-defense. It was never told to us why it may have been self-defense or just why, period, they let him off. Now, I could keep going forever about the quote-unquote what y'all call conspiracy theories about that whole case, but it's a lot of things that happened that night that just don't make sense. And one of them just happens to be the fact that Lul Timm didn't get nothing. They claim he got shot in, but it don't make sense, right? That the two guys King Von happened to be with, one ended up getting shot to death, and the other one literally got shot to the point to where he almost lost his life. So how is it that the person that actually shot King Von, right? We see, and they say he shot him like a couple times, right? Which that don't make sense within itself. When we watch the video, it don't look like he shot him as many times as we was told, but that's another story. But how was the person that actually shot King Von and shot all them times was only hit but quote unquote once in the leg? Right? Like I said, it don't make sense, but that's another story. Y'all could go watch our previous videos that we did covering it and get caught up with how we feel about everything concerning King Von in that situation. However, like I said, this whole video was kind of weird. It feels like they purposely did it. They purposely want attention. Of course, y'all know a lot of these YouTube pranks and skits, it be all staged. This girl coming up asking about how many bodies he got. Coincidentally, he had a chain on to talk about how many bodies. Anyway, man, like I said, y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about all this. How do y'all feel about Lul Timm mentioning him having 9 to 10 bodies or whatever the case may be? Jump in the comments, let us know. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. And I'm out.